and all, hope everybody's okay. Just coming on, we're going to do this card. No arguments, we're going to do it. Okay. Right, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 8 by 5 3/4. So it's 8 in width and 5 3/4 in height. Okay. I've got that much on here that I'm struggling to get everything in the camera. Okay, so you're going to take 1 piece of that 8 and 5 3/4. You're going to put it in your scoreboard and you're going to notch in at 3-inch mark. Okay, so you're just going to put a little notch or a pencil mark or whatever at the 3-inch mark. Then you're going to get your trimmer and you're going to put it in diagonally. Let me get that one out the road so you can see. You're going to put it in like that. So you're going to line up the 3-inch mark and the 5 3/4 inch mark on your trimmer on the track, and then you're going to cut it. Okay, so you'd end up with a piece of cardstock that looks like that, and you're going to do that with both pieces. Okay, but what you're going to do is you're going to flip one over, so in actual fact you're going to end up with something that looks like that. Okay, then what you're going to do is take it to your scoreboard again, and you're going to put the flat side at the top of your scoreboard, and you're going to score at 2, 4 and 6 inches. Okay, and you're going to do that to both pieces. Okay, so you should be looking at that, and they're all our score lines. Okay, so you should essentially end up with what looks like 4 panels on each side. Okay, so then you're going to take your left hand side one, and on the first score line, okay, on the longest score line, you're going to cut that down halfway from the top to halfway. Okay, you're going to miss the middle one, and then you're going to cut the last score line down from the top halfway. That's on our left hand piece. On our right hand piece, what we're going to do is we're going to cut on that first score line from the bottom up halfway. We're going to miss the middle one, and then we're going to cut from the bottom up halfway on the first score line. Okay, now if you're going to put DSP on like I'm doing, you'll notice that I've got mine labelled left and right because what happens is when you put your DSP on, where am I? No, I've done that wrong for a kick-off. That was it. So I've got mine wrong. I've got my left on my right and my right on my left. You're going to cut your DSP to the same size. Okay, and what you're going to do with one piece of it, when you notch in at 3 inches, you're going to flip it over. So you're going to have the back of the DSP facing you. Okay, and you're going to mark it at 3 inches, put it again in your trimmer on the diagonal, and you're going to cut it from corner to that 3-inch mark. Okay, then you can flip it back over. Otherwise you'll just end up a complete mess. That's why I obviously didn't label mine properly. And I've ended up with bits and pieces here, there and everywhere. Okay, so I wanted, where have I got? Do you know? If I had brains, I'd be dangerous. So I wanted mostly this paper. This is the First Frost, and this is using the Tranquil Tide one. Okay, so these are all going to measure 1 7/8. Your DSP, you're going to put it in your scoreboard after you've trimmed it into that diagonal. You're going to put it in your scoreboard and just score 1 7/8 and then put it in the trimmer and cut it at 1 7/8 by whatever. Like that one is 5 3/4, the top one, and then whatever that one is, whatever that one is, and whatever that one is. Okay, makes sense so far? Keep up. Right, now I'm going to show you, try and show you how to put this card together. It's not as hard as what it looks, honestly. So where you've put them slits, right, we're going to stand our card up together like that, and we've put our slit on the bottom on the right hand side and the slit on the top on the left hand side. So you're going to slot them in together so you have something like that for the minute. Okay, and then with your bottom ones you're going to slot them in together as well. So you have something that looks like that, like one of them stick men with no head. Okay, so then on the middle score lines, what you're going to do is pull that apart and then just fold it in. Okay, so you get something that looks like that. And if you want to see it from the top, that's what you're looking at, what you should be looking at if you've done what I said. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, right? Now I've went ahead, because I want to put a base on my card, I just took a piece of A4 cardstock and cut it at 4 inches and scored it down the middle, because that's how wide our card is. It's 4 inches wide. Okay, so if you want to do that, feel free. You don't have to, because this will stand up on its own. Okay, but I just needed somewhere where I could write. Now, this is how your DSP is going to go. I'm going to have the tallest one there. Then I've turned that one over because I want that in there. Okay, then I've got me one for there. So this is how your DSP is going to go, and then that one's going to go on there. Okay, so then I've got, where's my other bit? Here. I've got my big one to go on there. The middle one will go in there. Then I've got my other piece to go behind there, and my other piece to go on the front. Okay, so there's our DSP. As I say, they're the same size as your original cardstock, but because you've scored them at 1 7/8 instead of 2 inches, then it's going to give you a little border all the way round. Okay, so you're just going to stick them down now. After all that, we're finally getting to sticking. Now, I did go ahead and I cut out some of our, well, I punched out some of our lovely edge trim. And I was going to stick it on, but I'm not going to, because this is going to take long enough as it is, this video. So we're just going to stick our DSP on. And as I say, you can decorate this as much or as little as you want. If you go back through my videos, there is one that I've done and I just bombarded it with, I'm sure it was when we were doing the succulents, something succulents it was called. And I just loaded it with the flowers off that. Well, the succulents off that. I'm sure it was that one. But if you go back in my videos, you'll see it was blue. Well, of course, you know me with blue. And I'm sorry if you can hear that scratching, but I do try not to let it scratch too much. And don't worry about this, because we're going to cover that over in a minute. Well, most of it anyway. Trying not to be quiet. Well, I had a lovely day yesterday with my grandbabies, and the elf on the shelf didn't do its job. Because they didn't behave at all. Whereas I thought with the elf on the shelf, watching them, reporting back to Santa, I thought, oh, they're going to be good. No. And then to top it all off, my youngest daughter was here as well as the eldest one. And she'd got a mask for Halloween, but never ever put it on. So she decided yesterday, in her wisdom, to go out into the back garden. Bearing in mind my eldest grandson was playing in the conservatory or the sunroom, whatever you want to call it. And she decided that she was putting this mask on and she was going to come up at the window where he was playing. Well, I tell you what, that poor child was traumatised. And I've never ever seen him like that before in my life. And he watches Batman, so he goes on about zombies, and he loves the Halloween animatronics. But when he seen that yesterday, oh my God, that kid can move. And he screamed the place down. Hence to say my youngest daughter was not very popular with him afterwards. He wouldn't go near her, so it serves her right. It was awful. It was heartbreaking. So yeah, so she's not very popular with him at the minute, because he'll remember. I mean, she done it just as it went dark, and he still remembered it going home last night after the shower and all, and I had to reassure him and tell him it was in the bin when we're going to come and take it. And oh, now I think about it now, and you know, it does seem funny, but his poor little face, she's wicked. I've cut that a bit wonky, but we'll sort it out, as long as I have all my little doodahs. Okay, so we're doing this on the opposite side. my eldest grandson, he'll be 6 in December. He was actually born 2 days before my wedding. So the first wedding he attended was mine, and he was 2 days old. And he looked so cute. I think he stole the day, actually. You know the way it's supposed to be the bride's day? No, it was the grandson's day. Which was brilliant. So yeah, 6 years I've been married to his lordship. Just before I come in to film this video, he come in and told me this joke, and I can't repeat it because there was a couple of swear words in it. But it was so funny, and I had to sit for a little bit afterwards till I stopped laughing before I could come in here. So yeah, okay, let me trim that down now. If you turn it over and just trim them edges off. Don't know how I got that so far out, like. Stampin' Up, if you're watching, bring back them big scissors. It's hard finding a decent pair of big scissors, you know, sharp scissors. I've tried all kinds from all different makes, and no, but yeah, when you see the older demonstrators using the Stampin' Up, you know, the big ones, they always seem so sharp. So I, for one, wish they would just bring them back. Okay, so that's what we're looking at the minute. Get rid of that rubbish. Okay, now I want to back mine on there. So what I done was took an extra piece of the DSP and I'm turning it over. I'm going to glue it on there on the top and then cut it off. Well, cut some of it off. So I want that right at the top. And the only reason I put that on there is because when this goes on the top, you will see it. So that's why I wanted that on there. But we'll get to gluing this down now. Make sure it's all level. If you don't cut it level, just go back in on the up and down cut lines that you made on the score lines, and just cut them up a bit more till it levels out. Don't think you've wasted your card, because you haven't. Do you know, these bottles are really giving me jib pain in my hands, trying to squeeze them. Okay, so we can stand that up, make sure we've got it level and give it a squash down. Now I did fussy cut a load of the flowers out of the designer series paper, so they all went together. Where's all my other bits? I could have stamped them and then die cut them out, but couldn't be bothered, to be honest. You know, you have one of them days after the weekend and then. So I'm going to cut a tab out. I need a sentiment. So I've got the First Frost and the Feathers and Frost. In the Feathers and Frost one, you do know there you get a hand stamp by, so that's always good to have in your stash. Let me see. Here's to a season filled with what? No, it won't fit. Wishing you all the best. Season's greetings. Oh dear. Could always do congratulations. Wishing you all the best. We'll use that one. So, wishing you all the best. And let me see. I don't want that colour. What did I do with my blueberry bushel? What colour can I use? I'll use this one, the brown. So I've got wishing you all the best. And I'll just pop that in there. Some dimensionals, rough that up a bit. Spread the ink all over the place because you didn't let it dry. So now, let me get this needle back in here. Now I want to take some small dimensionals, and I've just fussy cut out a few bits and bobs. So we're just going to stick, I don't know what I've done with my mini dimensionals. There they are. So we're just going to pop these up. Okay. Oops. Yeah, so the last one I done, all of these like little pockets if you like. I just literally loaded them with flowers. And it looked absolutely lovely, it really did. So you can go as wild as you like. He's watching that blimmin' Walking Dead again. See the noise that makes? I don't know whether it's just me, but I just can't listen to it. So I shall go back in my room and put me Christmas 24 on, seeing as he's watching crap, I'll watch crap. So you can go as wild as you like with this card, just let your imagination run away with you. Okay, so there is your cascading waterfall card, cascading card, and as I say, it will stand up on its own. Let's put a couple of gems. These are gold. I mean, I would put more flowers than that in. But yeah, so there is my 10-fold cascading card, and it will open and stand up. So I hope you give that a go. I hope you understood what I was trying to say about the diagonal null. If not, just keep putting me on pause. I can wait around all day until you get it. Okay, ladies and gents, take care of you, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.